And the court apam kenufurata. Say madam for. But be out no sorry bra Ghana yen kamasem. Let's move on again, and then me present you how we do things in Ghana and how I think that Ghana should move on, because Ghana minor we need to develop minor. You develop a minor, there the name air con kakra. President say Obaba reset minor. Now you maybe say Mr. President reset no. What they start here free here, and they could be here. And this is a President reset no. And say bebre. Enti ene Minister of Education say we outline 6 different and major policies at John Mahama's administration in education. 6 strong ones. 6 strong ones. We NPP for tia. No because one was say, hey, your mama pa, I mean you go party you. Say NPP party na teacher pansam no. Na do say aya hata. I want in the enemy. Hey, Ghana say was zemo chale. But now hata how the enemy. And the Harry Idris to say policies are your mama edeba in education or the 6 ones about my phone number 1 or stakeholders driven reforms. Just again chere ye be Jeffrey nipa bebre ho e di PT ye ba na ye di nipa omote nche omuso nim ade e ba na ye gya adwen na fi nipa bebre ho oti ho na wo ye yes anima we na see the boom na wo kasa sa won tia say this is a major reform in on educational policies. NPP4 yes she share mine no na ya chechire mine no so no hu se ba bia mine no eko about number 2. And I said the second bullet point in the reforms that John Mahama's administration and thereby in education through this policy they say no fee stress portal usage a booming and then oko check baby edwatwa untueske bia a booming this is a very simple and brilliant idea a booming. And the minister they say over 129,000 students and accesses our portal be entia kapre free. What you want to add the NPP4? Once you add na start na John Mahama there bana. One way ya muntimi meeting that. Because speed now they call. I don't know, but it be very, very, very difficult for NPP4 say mobetimi a meeting John Mahama. Mun share na baby akwa na money na kodi agono because all the education mun kwa na washa ti o. E reset to call. It was a support for persons with disability. Some policies it was in NDC's the same manifesto. Yaka. Until the minister disclosed that government has allocated 7 million to pay the fees of tertiary education for students with disabilities. 7 million Ghana cedis. We have found Kwanko Wenam. Ghana Kwana Kenufurata de Ghana di kwaje bosia obaya na the Kinky party. Kenufurata na ye twini na mami hu se Ghana. Sai timi den kran dokono ene champagne ne de enom bom. John Mahama so ne we 7 million Ghana cedis e dey be support persons with disabilities. Umpe we na den na ope. Abato e se o to aba ubisa won se kukurumotiri na do se e wa wodea. Ti se wodi ko team so ubisa won se tie na medi ko team so ape. That is policy. Because policies and programs and a reform wadwen. The free sanitary pad policy no gets local boost. They say sanitary pass na ye be yin nyina Ghana one dem school from kra. Yen ko import free China biem. Sometimes John Mahama's administration I don't even know adwen on the buy. Utim say adwen on the buy e so genuine say NPP ni ya sebe na adwen enya adwuma kwa team who say no something is happening in the society. NPP ni ya ono ankasa se da bi mi de binim ne yekoso kwa no. Otimi hu se bibi e koso o man no. If you follow these points again, we will take a screenshot. Now, so share on your what can't you say? Hey, Minia, send out your mama boy, you now policies or double education, and your policies can get what. Until 1 hour with Munufie and Kwana, to a boss and I may check on some num crack. Also, buy me new beatem. That is not my style. Man, you look at me, I'm not a small boy. So, what I say. And the feeding for SHS students is secured. Feeding for SHS students, almost a secured. So addressing the concerns about students' welfare, Mr. Idrisu said the government has disbursed 600 million over the last 6 months to cover feeding costs for students in senior secondary schools nationwide. 600 million. Nationwide. Atase. Babia u. Osi nationwide. And now where is esa? Yebe mo ube di di peche, ube di di poso. Obi edidi. Intimo sound kwai. And then research in tertiary education is also a boosting no. You say tertiary teacher for namoko strike say no. You see the 50 million Ghana cedis at this birthday by Get Fund. Say you from one number found assisted in research. Ghana universities. Shut up, baby. Teacher for say yay. Government administration, you know. Put in our petty Charlie. Sometimes that is what I expect from our political leaders. You talk about the UA. Just sit down and understand the problems and the challenges in the communities or in our societies or in the country, and then start to address them gradually. Bako. There's a one to me and yet the baby kwana. Oh, hey, take a crack send your mama here. Everybody will be happy with you. That is why we need in our societies. You hear they can see every moho. Dabi. Neman kitten. Any here free moho. And this NPP for new opportunity, if they were able to build Ghana to this level, and your mama by or twasso. But what can Ghana fund the actually? So look at the speed at your mama. I jump this as when about 50 million Ghana cities say and find research in universities, in a tertiary education, or all this kind of things. Research in here because there might be a developer. We need to know where we are, and then we need to understand where we want to go, and then do research and then get there. That is why your mama's administration. Now, one thing that your mama can't me near Japan anyway. Or say, or plans are underway. Say Ghanaians will get access to go to EU countries to work. When your brain drain, your mama said your brain drain, and I agree with him 100%. This has nothing to do with brain drain. Say Ghana and we can export people, manpower, human capital. When we export, I will show you Sika. Foreign remittances kwadeba Ghana, you'll be shocked. Nipa bring to Ghana, meaning the foreign remittances, it boosts the economy. No? Many people do not know, or they have no idea. Many people do not know. But foreign remittances, sika edeba mainum no, it will shock you. This is the data. Remittances to Ghana account for approximately 6% of the nation's GDP. 6% of Ghana's GDP foreign remittances in the according to the World Bank, or according to the Bank of Ghana, in 2023 alone, over 4.8 billion and Ghana for one man on it, at the bar minimum. 4.8 billion Ghana dollars. 2023 alone, foreign remittances accounted for 4.8 billion US dollars. And a foreign remittances at the bar. World Bank account we are saying say, we are seeing in sub-Saharan Africa no. Countries are at the foreign remittances eba pano Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Senegal, Somalia, Sudan Republic, Congo, Uganda, Mali. These countries in Africa in the total of 53.57 billion US dollars in a piano buy. If you look at in 2022, foreign remittances at the over 53.57 billion dollars and at the buy. We will be side data we say you for free. Sometimes I do research, right? I do a lot of research because my name is Stanbic Bank for any this I we buy. Stanbic Bank for data and buy and also remittances as a driver of economic growth in Ghana. And I do research a lot before I present because I don't come and then talk anyhow. Until brochure for edisi kakwiri die eba manum ema ne boa. E boa kan man. That is why your mama say Dabi. Otena se hwe no say abroche for yesi ka omde bai. E dose nti se Ghana no se yet Ghana na se nya adwuma nya. Mama emfa policy bi mra e betimi export human capital. Every manum nti oni EU countries dim komo. They best send the Ghanaians abroad to work and then bring home money. Because sometimes we need to train people. But your Cuban doctors, they export them. Pakistani doctors, they export them. Indians export IT people and they bring in a lot of money. That is why we are saying now number now Indian here. Most of them are into IT now because it was a government policy for they trained Indians to be in IT, then they exported them. I keep on saying, one of the biggest challenges in Africa is unemployment. That is the first point. I keep saying these kind of things. 2, African leaders who know how to solve unemployment challenges on the continent. And 3, Africans over-reliance on natural resources. 3 points, bullet points where I keep saying these kind of things. But this African, you gold, you timber, and you cocoa, and you two bauxite, and you manganese, and you iron. We are saying a chum. When you say natural resources, you need the human capital to build upon it. That is why I Ghana oil no. Abrofo the machines near Abrofo na be to mutu and Ghana just 11% pay. Because we don't have the human capital almost to boost this idea. Into next John Mama say on EU countries kasa the better policies abanaya export Ghanaians and then Ghanaians and the export they'll bring in foreign remittances in the country. I be boost the economy to over 7% of Ghana of GDP. Well enough. A laudable idea. Obi on tia say nkwa na betimi aka say sadana enye good enough. No, for me a good enough because you need to read wide and understand it. But Mr. President, Mama the policy be called parliament policy no adaho ache. Adaho ache. Until we need to build on all these kind of things. Roxin Dafia Meko. I remember somewhere 2022. I think I met Dafia Meko somewhere before 2024 elections. Yeah, I met him in Parliament House. Then we had discussions about Adewe. Because me who saw what they are called somewhere 2022 now the call say Ghana ujina kindergarten at the Brofona Chirawadi. Okwa Kosi University at the Brofona Chirawadi. Meanwhile, Ghana need find certificates of Okosko UK, Okosko of Finland, Okosko Ireland. Yes, on for English language certificate in Branch say Otebrofo. When the affair me ko pay ya no si there be. Or the bill be a parliament, yem pene na Brofona nka, yem exempt Ghana from English language proficiency na say edebano. Pacho since 2022. Be see ende. Bian kasa ho biem. Or document here and here. Or say Parliament begins advocacy to have Ghana students or Ghanaian students exempted from external English proficiency examinations. But the question is how long? About the sense document in a fine. Nobody is talking about it. And we need to talk about this kind of thing, Mr. President. If you think say what the policy be, but I bet Mama Ghana, you're exporting it, but you hit on this kind of things and so. Now you exempt Ghana or be our person who school man from the English language proficiency because you had the brofo and a chile did that. And a brofo man chile on a British brofo because they came to train us for Kwame Nkrumah person in an brofo. Or man chile ade sa me the brofo chile ade chile uko school na brofo na yebo. Yet uko page is a jumaye or bruchili uko pay biya except for English language proficiency bra. Na brofo na chile school no brofo no way. Enti Honorable Roxanne Dafia Meko Edico Parliament Honorable Mepacho Equity saying because you think I be more. And then as we speak, say Ghana need person Jumabia and also Kusku Manonia. I just signed the English language proficiency attaching the certificate. All those certificates and also say school no Koiniano or Kobrofum. As a nation, we need to build upon all these kind of things. We need to sit down as people and then analyze Nema a higher one minimum. Now first solutions Emra. That is what I call governance. And this governance here, then I'm gonna say if it doesn't bring anything onto us there, then for me, a useless governance because we need to understand. Say if since 2022, and this idea we are called Ghana Parliament, I'm not 2025, munya solution there, then I don't know what we are doing as a country. So, Mr. President, oh boy, Juma, why are they? Why my mind yati I say? Ubetimi the policy we about ubetimi exporting the human capital only EU countries in the Kasa. I do agree with you 100% extend to US or other countries 100% no mon Kasa. And then we have to make sure say Ghana ni be he or she will be protected. Yes, the Philippines also used to export nurses and hospital workers to the UK. Many of them that's a chitty chatter. Why are they? So this kind of near here as a country, a brave as a Ghana ni kwa bruchira. Now if you know it could be a government policy. na the policy no abake na afi the nipa no wanya some sense of security be edi akọ. You see, Matisse Ghana nurses binum nam Barbados. Baby omakwadu. Because nipa na te Ghana wonya adwuma nye. But if you know say we more facilities a bit more train them, why don't we train them and export them? But that is how I do my live show. You know, so obi oba part time didi na that no, I don't insult you. Me can't tense us. Na ye de ni nyina actually ho ade. So what I say. And that is how I mean so the bias and part and back what I'm trying to mean. No say Philippines used to do that. Export. You have to export the human capital and then get something out of them and then you build upon it. In terms of in their live stream, no, me di besi wa ha. Na nyame ya adoma e bepe mere papa mu. Ya samba be heti bi mere bia e beko ni si ya na ye de cheche ni e kire Ghana. Enti ma ka kire the sika foreign remittances e de ba man no. Enye sika ketwa. Enti mama yamwa president na ade bia opeso ye bia na se man no itimi ko nanima yamwa na president enti me fa Ghana nkudu be papa because ya hwani ya man no ye beto abama nkurufu bia betwe Ghana na kwa akire. Enti when we get people like President John Dramani Mahama adwen na ekita no a national development adwen ene woni tima we need to back him. Na fi de yamwa no so mwa na man no enti me develop nko nanim. Enti 1 hour with Munufie and Midi any William Munufie Amakona. If say none that you can have him here, but you take your time, analyze, go all over all my videos. But you every day me live show. That man your life so I post a normal video. But you confess our channel or those kind of taps in an video. You fa a new como na mine no a chichere akoye because a Ghana for.
Minya Ghana need you. Because they say the one we never president in Minya Ghana need you.
Nti John Mahama so here so be a me Ghana ni. Na yemwa no but be a fee so beto sini no we should tell him say Mr. President had the auto sini but be a fee so oya de papa so no yemwa na baso na afi de man no enyina enchichire enkoye nim enti me de obi ase nyame adoma e be san Asia na me no modi nkomo nyame adoma ochena me din ene William Munufie Amankona but your channel e 1 hour with Munufie me da obi ase enti John Mahama e deliver no na NPP for Eyeku Edema Alaji Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia. That is what I saw. And that was part of the conversation. And me Ebiem John Mahama had the better policies about mainum. But Biwa menene nyadwe be kind to say election of MMDC, you know, I totally disagree with the president. For that, I totally disagree. I will never understand or agree with the president. And OSP Ede Kurufurata caught a pumpkin for that one also I hammered on it today. Education minister also the better policies be about also president and I'm about in the educational reforms and also by Sana president so the idea be about say obey system be export Ghanaians to work in the EU. Now if the a formalized system and you say give us a common could do be let's say that is not what the president wants. It is another that you can have me and patch me any William Munufie Amankona channel 1 hour with Munufie Yangopon anyone tena kopim so chena. Ibisia.